Hello folks, it looks like the next item on your bucket list is Ireland. Excellent choice. An excellent choice of your tour guide. Me. The stuff that I have prepared for you about Ireland is something you absolutely, unconditionally, 100% need to know before going on that trip. I mean, honestly, you can't just rock up there expecting to get by on charm and a bad accent alone, can you? You need the inside scoop, the real deal, the stuff they don't put in the glossy travel brochures. Think of me as your cultural tour guide, your friendly neighborhood fact dispenser, here to save you from looking like a complete and utter tourist when you ask where the leprechauns keep their gold. Because trust me, that's not a question you want to ask without the proper context, which I will provide. Now look, everybody knows that Ireland is the only country in the world whose national symbol is a musical instrument, right? And of course we all know that the Irish language is one of the oldest living languages in all of Europe. It's just common knowledge, isn't it? Like knowing that the longest defined coastal touring route in the entire world, the Wild Atlantic Way, is right there in Ireland. It's the sort of thing you learn in school, or maybe pick up from a particularly well-read cereal box. It's basic stuff, really, the kind of trivia you'd drop at a dinner party to sound sophisticated and worldly. Wait, what? You're telling me you didn't know that? Any of it? The harp thing? The ancient language? The ridiculously long road trip of a lifetime? Oh, come on. I was just trying to give you the benefit of the doubt, make you feel included in the in-crowd of Ireland aficionados. I thought we were all on the same page here, a global community of people who just these things. I feel like I've just revealed the ending of a movie you were about to watch. This is awkward. I've completely misjudged the room, haven't I? Well, now you know. Consider that a little freebie, a warm-up for the absolute madness we're about to dive into. If you thought those facts were surprising, you need to buckle up because we are just getting started on this journey. We're about to peel back the layers of the Emerald Isle and find some things that will make you question everything you thought you knew. Forget the basics, we're going deep, so grab a cup of tea, and as you'll soon find out, that's a very Irish thing to do, and let's get into the real mind-blowing stuff. Here's a fact that'll change how you see Halloween forever. The Irish invented it. That's right. Before costumes and candy, there was Samhain, an ancient Celtic festival marking the end of harvest and the start of winter, when the barrier between worlds was at its thinnest. During Samhain, the Celts believed spirits of the dead returned to roam the earth, so people left out food and treats to appease them. Sound familiar? The Celts lit massive bonfires and wore animal skin costumes to scare off spirits. They also carved faces into turnips and placed embers inside to ward off evil, an ancient custom that evolved into today's jack-o'-lanterns. When Irish immigrants came to America, they brought these traditions with them, swapping turnips for pumpkins. Even classic Halloween games like bobbing for apples have Irish roots, once used for fortune-telling during Samhain. So, every time you see a kid trick-or-treating, carving a pumpkin, or playing spooky games, remember, it's all thanks to a 2,000-year-old Irish ghost party. Halloween is Irish. You're welcome. Okay, fact number 2, and this one is a classic, but the story behind it is just fantastic. Here it is. There are no snakes in Ireland. None. Zero. You can wander through the greenest fields, hike the most remote mountains, and you will not stumble upon a single slithering serpent. Now, for someone like me who isn't exactly a fan of things that can unhinge their jaw, this sounds less like a fact and more like a description of actual paradise. It's a whole country with a built-in no snakes allowed policy. Now the legend, the story everyone loves to tell, is that St. Patrick himself is responsible for this. The story goes that while he was on a 40-day fast atop a hill, he was being hassled by snakes. They were just being incredibly rude, apparently, interrupting his quiet time with their hissing and general snake-like behavior. So Patrick, having had quite enough of their nonsense, grabbed his staff and with a bit of divine power chased every last snake on the island into the sea. He basically ran a one-man island-wide pest control service. Can you just picture that scene for a moment? St. Patrick standing there like a nightclub bouncer pointing at a massive crowd of serpents and yelling, "Right, you lot! Out! I don't care who you know, you're not on the list, you're not coming in." I imagine him being very firm but fair. He probably gave them a reasonable amount of time to pack their things before the great eviction. It's such a brilliant, epic image. One man versus an entire nation's snake population. And the man won. What a legend. Of course, science has a slightly less dramatic explanation, which we'll get to. But honestly, who wants science when you have a story this good? Alright, I suppose we have to be responsible and talk about the real reason there are no snakes in Ireland. So, for all you scientists and fact-checkers out there, this part's for you. The boring but true explanation is that it's all down to the Ice Age. You see, during the last glacial period, Ireland was completely covered in ice. It was far too cold for any cold-blooded reptiles like snakes to survive. The whole island was basically a giant, uninhabitable freezer. Then, as the ice sheets began to melt around 10,000 years ago, a land bridge that once connected Ireland to Britain and Europe was submerged by rising sea levels. Flora and fauna started to make their way back, but the snakes were just too slow. By the time they had slithered their way across Europe and through Britain, the watery gap to Ireland was already there, blocking their path. They essentially missed the boat. It's actually quite funny if you think about it. Imagine being a snake in ancient Britain, hearing about this fantastic lush green island just across the water. You pack your little snake suitcase, you say goodbye to your snake family, and you start the long journey, only to get to the coast and find that the bridge is gone. So while the image of St. Patrick as a heroic snake evictor is far more entertaining, the truth is a tale of geology and unfortunate timing, and ultimate bad travel luck. Brace yourselves. Here's a secret the Irish Tourism Board won't tell you. You come for the green hills and friendly locals. But the real locals? Sheep. Lots of sheep. There are more sheep than people in Ireland. It's a woolly majority. Imagine walking into a pub and it's just sheep. One's behind the bar, another's playing darts. The Taoiseach could be 3 sheep in a trench coat. This isn't just a quirky fact, it's a fluffy takeover. You see them everywhere. On cliffs, in fields, on roads, just acting casual. They're the true rulers of the Emerald Isle. Humans just run the post office. So next time you visit, give a respectful nod to Ireland's real overlords, the sheep. Let's talk about something the Irish are truly masters of. Pubs. But not just any pub. We're heading to Sean's Bar in Athlone, believed to be the oldest pub in the world. This place has been serving drinks since 900 AD, over 11 centuries of history. It's not just a pub, it's a living museum, a time machine with a beer garden. Every pint connects you to centuries of stories, laughter, and legends. Sean's Bar is the blueprint, the original watering hole. So if you ever find yourself in Athlone, step inside. You'll be raising a glass with history itself. Let's get serious for a moment. There's a national obsession in Ireland so intense it borders on a conspiracy. Tea. Forget Guinness and whiskey. The real fuel of the Emerald Isle is tea. Gallons of it all day, every day. It's not a hobby, it's a religion. Tea breaks structure the Irish day from morning to night. A real crisis running out of tea bags. The Lions versus. Barry's rivalry is fierce. Your tea brand defines you. The water must be boiling, the milk goes in last, and the tea must be strong. In Ireland, tea is a hug in a mug, the answer to every question. The first thing you'll hear, will you have a cup of tea? It's the lifeblood of the nation. Put the kettle on. Right, gather round everyone, pop quiz time. When you think of Ireland, what's the first symbol that pops into your head? Let me guess, you're thinking of a shamrock, aren't you? It's safe, it's familiar, it's completely and utterly wrong. The official national symbol of Ireland is the harp. Yes, the harp. It's an instrument that makes beautiful music and represents the soul of the country. It's on their coins, government documents, and the presidential seal. It's a symbol of art, culture, and a history that sings. The harp is the true symbol, telling the story of the Irish people. It's a revelation, isn't it? Absolutely brilliant. Alright, brace yourself for this next fact because it's a classic. We're heading to the southwest coast of Ireland to a place of jaw-dropping beauty and a name that sounds like a punchline. Welcome to Dingle. Yes, Dingle. D-I-N-G-L-E. It's a real town and it's on every map, but don't let the name fool you. The Dingle Peninsula is one of the most stunning places on Earth. Dramatic cliffs, sandy beaches, ancient sites, the works. It's like if Mount Everest was just outside a village called Giggleswick, the sublime and the silly, all in one. And the puns? Endless. Let's get our dingle on. This holiday is a dingle light. The locals have heard them all, but that's the charm. Dingle is a name that breaks the ice and makes everyone smile. And if that wasn't enough, Dingle had a celebrity dolphin named Fungi who loved hanging out with tourists. Of course, a place called Dingle would have a famous dolphin. It's just that kind of magical, slightly absurd spot. In a country full of towns with beautiful but tricky Gaelic names, Dingle stands out, simple, memorable, and hilarious. Who needs an ad agency when your town is called Dingle? The souvenirs practically sell themselves, so next time you spot Dingle on a map, don't just giggle. Plan a visit. It's a place where beauty and humor go hand in hand. Long live Dingle. Lean in close, here's a national secret. In Ireland, English is just the cover. The real code? Irish or Gaeilge. It's ancient, musical, and still alive in the Gaeltacht and beyond. Irish people can switch languages in a heartbeat, leaving outsiders baffled. It's a beautiful, confusing puzzle. Letters play by their own rules. Take Slaint, it's pronounced Sláinte. Magic. The language is a living link to Ireland's soul and history. Learn a few words and you unlock a secret garden of Irish warmth and pride. Go rave Maith Agate for listening. See, I'm practically a local already. Alright, you've heard this one at the beginning, and it's wild. Ireland's Wild Atlantic Way isn't just a road, it's a 2,500 kilometers adventure, the longest defined coastal touring route in the world. It's a saga of petrol stations, sing-alongs, and scenery that'll steal your breath. You'll pass towering cliffs, ancient castles, and villages where the pub is the universe. You'll meet more sheep than people, and probably get gloriously lost. But that's how you find hidden coves, the best chowder, and maybe a piece of yourself. The Wild Atlantic Way, not just a road, but the ultimate Irish adventure. Pack snacks. Okay, settle down because this last fact is the cherry on top of the Irish cake. In Ireland, leprechauns are a protected species. I am not making this up. There's an official sanctuary for them under the EU Habitats Directive. Only 236 leprechauns are left, protected in County Louth. This is government-sanctioned, legally protected folklore. It's utterly, wonderfully, brilliantly bonkers, and I love it. So if you see a rainbow in Carlingford, remember, you're in the land where magic is law. Well, there you have it, folks. From Halloween parties dreamt up by ancient Celts to top-level government protection for leprechauns, Ireland is truly a place that never fails to surprise you. What a ride. I hope you found this overview of the most crazy, most wonderful, most brilliantly bonkers facts about Ireland useful, and hopefully, it will help you in having a safe and wonderful stay in this incredible country. Just remember to drive on the left, don't upset the sheep, and for goodness sake, leave the leprechauns alone. They've got rights, you know. It's a wild place, and that's what makes it so special. I genuinely hope this has given you a little taste of the magic and the humor that makes Ireland so unique. It's a country that doesn't just have history, it has stories. It's a place where the line between myth and reality is beautifully, wonderfully blurred. So if you are planning to visit, I hope you have the most amazing time. And if you are planning to visit also some other countries, and let's be honest, why stop the adventure now? Then, be sure to check out my other videos to learn the basic facts without which you would not survive the trip. You need to be prepared. We've barely scratched the surface, of course. For every fact we've shared, there are 100 more stories waiting in a cozy pub, 100 more secrets hidden down a winding country lane. Ireland is a place you have to experience to believe. It's the warmth of the people, the beauty of the landscape, and the feeling that just around the corner, something magical might happen. So go on, get out there and find your own stories to tell. And remember to laugh along the way, because if there's one thing the Irish know how to do, it's how to have a good laugh. Thank you so much for watching, for joining me on this little journey across the Emerald Isle. It's been an absolute pleasure sharing these little nuggets of madness with you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and all that other YouTube stuff you're supposed to do. But most importantly, keep exploring, keep questioning, and never, ever lose your sense of wonder, because there's a whole world of incredible, unbelievable, and downright hilarious facts out there waiting to be discovered. Until next time, take care and stay curious. Cheers.